We're here today to demonstrate the broad coalition of, like I said, law enforcement and prosecutors, judges, mental health advocates, and of course public policymakers or legislators. And we want to have a discussion on the intersection of issues relating to mental health and extreme gun violence, as we have over the last several weeks. And we have an access problem, and the severely mentally ill should never have access to guns. Now, having said that, we have an epidemic of untreated mental illness in the United States and right here in Minnesota. 25% of all adults have a diagnosable mental illness, but only about half get treatment. But when treated, the mentally ill are no more likely to become violent than the general population.
The first thing that we need to do is to have some screening of people and assessment to determine what their needs really are. Right now, we get some information, but not near the level of information that we need in order to make intelligent decisions that allow treatment in the best environment, probably not jail, for the person with untreated mental illness.
We should be concentrating on mental health and constructive reforms like that, rather than things that are really entirely cosmetic.
You fix the mental health system. Every police officer knows people on the street that should be institutionalized because we've emptied or institutionalized. They're out there walking around in the street. We need to change our civil commitment laws. We need to change the mental health system, fund it, make it work. Get these people, interdict them, and get them into treatment. We're not doing that. I still would like to see the mental health records computerized, but we can't even get that done.
It's a complex problem. There's going to have to be a complex solution. How difficult is it to create a better screen for individuals who have access to these guns?
Well, I think the problem, certainly, Judy, now is that, we don't have a really good way of predicting the people that are going to commit these kinds of heinous crimes. And I hope that in all of this discussion, that as a country, we do not lose sight of the fact that at the root of a lot of the problems with violence in this country and the victims of violence are unmet mental health needs. We certainly need to be able to better identify people who are going to commit these kinds of heinous crimes. But we also need to be able to better identify youth who are at risk to later develop mental health problems. We need better prevention programs in schools, like the anti-bullying campaigns. We need well-trained school counselors. We need school psychologists that are doing something other than testing children for special education classes, that can work with teachers and administrators and families to identify young people that are developing problems, that are sending up red flags, to get them to the kind of help that they need. We need better funded university counseling centers, and we need just better access to mental health treatment. But we really need to work very hard to make people comfortable in seeking help for mental health problems. And we need to do a lot more to reduce the stigma associated with seeking that kind of care. And I think we need to put money in prevention. We've done a very poor job in this country in putting money in prevention, particularly around mental health issues. And we can solve problems much more rapidly when we can intervene at an earlier stage and not have to wait until something horrendous like this has happened.